So joining us now is CBS News Elections Director Anthony Salvanto to talk about this really surprising upset. This is a huge win for the Tea Party. Last time we spoke, we talked about maybe the Tea Party was losing steam.
Huge is an understatement.
Yeah.
This one will shock the political world with reverberations for weeks. You know, they say decisions are made by those who show up. Mm-hmm. Well, tonight in Virginia, it seems like the most committed Tea Party activists were the ones who showed up.
Right.
If you look at turnout, it's really less than 10% of all the people in the district. Mm-hmm. But the ones who turn out in primaries like this certainly caught Majority Leader Cantor by surprise.
Mm-hmm. Not just him, I presume. Did anybody expect this?
Nobody did. Yeah. Now, there's a report that his own internal polling showed him up by over 30 points. And there weren't a lot of public polls because, you know, people felt that with Cantor outspending what many felt was small opposition, didn't turn out that way.
Right.
With that kind of spending imbalance, that surely he'd get the turnout, that surely he'd get the vote out that he needed, and it didn't turn out that way. I think this will be interpreted widely as a victory, not just for the Tea Party, but for opponents of any kind of immigration reform as well.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about that, but I want you to break this down, because if Cantor outspent his opponent, Dave Brat, tremendously, how did this happen? You talked a little bit about low voter turnout. What else?
Well, when we were watching the results coming in, there are parts of this district that are very conservative, and Cantor's opponent was up in them, and we figured, well, okay, that could happen. But then there's a vote-rich suburban area that you would figure would go heavily for Cantor, and that didn't either. And what that tells you is that this was really a widespread rebuke, probably not just of Eric Cantor, but probably sending a message against the House GOP leadership in general.
Back to that GOP, they're insiders, they don't understand the common man type of thing. I mean, that's what Dave Brat accused Cantor of being, a Washington insider. He also really focused on immigration and suggested that Cantor was a sympathizer when it came to illegal immigrants, that he favored an amnesty sort of situation. That torpedoed him. Yeah,
throughout this primary season, we've heard on background and we've seen in the press that a lot of House GOP members were scared to tackle immigration reform because they feared a primary challenge. Well, this is their worst nightmare in some respects come true. That's a handful of very committed activists would be able to upend, in this case, one of the most high-profile members of Congress. And you're right, this race really did seem to turn on immigration reform and the challenge coming against what they saw as potential amnesty.
So do you think moving forward now, as we move into the next election, that GOP candidates are going to want to stay away from immigration completely?
Yeah, I think that's the ramifications of this. I don't think you'll see immigration reform now. I think that has come to pass where a lot of candidates or still have to run in primary challenges this year will see this and take a step back. And again, the Tea Party will chalk this up as a major victory. It's also a great leverage point in American politics, because now with a small turnout but committed activists coming out, they see that they can have great power that echoes nationwide.
And that was sort of going to be my next question. Can they use this as fuel now to turn the tide, the Tea Party, to turn the tide for them moving forward, or do you think this is just a one-off victory?
Oh, no. They'll use this for certain. You know, there are other Tea Party challenges coming up. We'll watch one in the Mississippi Senate race in a couple of weeks, as we've noted. But, of course, fundraising will go up after this. There'll be extra motivation. And this was a year when we were talking about the demise of the Tea Party, right? They just couldn't get something done. And, well, there's politics for you. You never know.
It's exciting. It's so true. Anthony Salvanto, CBS News Elections Director, thank you so much.
Thank you.